Hello and welcome to a brand new year of the One Sports Webcast. I'm your host Cam Soselski, and to kick us off for this new season of One, we've got Kyle and Jenny to talk about some NHL hockey. Now, guys, the way this blog is going to work is it's going to be a shootout style blog. So one of you will make a point, and the other will have more or less one sentence to make a save on that point. I'm going to decide who scores a goal, and then best out of three wins. So Kyle, let's kick us off with your first point of prediction for the second half of the year.
All right, so here we go. My first bold prediction is that no Canada-based team will make the playoffs this year. You got Toronto and Edmonton. They're stuck in the cellar this year, looking at lottery picks. Calgary, Winnipeg, you know, their offense is young. They made the playoffs last year, snuck in, but I think they need a couple more years to develop there. Vancouver, window is closing. The Sedins, as well as Miller, they're getting old there. In Montreal and Ottawa, this year they just seem a piece short. You know, Dion Phaneuf might help Ottawa today. That's a big acquisition for them. But without Carey Price.
Yeah, Jenny, your thoughts about that?
2 words, Pacific Division. Everyone's thinking that this is a wide open division, a hot streak can bring a team into the playoffs. It's just that simple.
I mean, Kyle, I think that either Montreal or Ottawa will get in. I think Ottawa's looking very good with the addition of Dion Phaneuf, so that's a save for Jenny there. Jenny, your first point.
My first point is that the Montreal Canadiens should shut down Carey Price for the season. I know it's controversial. People in Montreal would probably be coming with torches and pitchforks right now, but they're looking at a generational talent in goal. He's the MVP last year. Every time they tried to bring him back this season, he ended up re-aggravating his injury. To me, it's just not worth it when they seem to be a piece short.
Kyle, your thoughts?
I'll tell you, Carey Price has played 12 games this year, and he's looked phenomenal. 10 wins in 12 games, .934 save percentage, and 2.04 against. You can't shut a guy down like that. That's a game-changing player, and that's a guy who you can ride to a Stanley Cup.
Yeah, Jenny, I agree with Kyle on this one. I mean, if they're going to close out this year, say goodbye to this year, but I don't think the Montreal fans will let the organization do that. I don't think the Montreal team is going to do that. So that's a save for Kyle. Kyle, your second point.
I'm going to shift my focus to California, and I think all three teams out there in the Pacific Division, I think they're all going to make the playoffs. You got LA, who's a lock, and I think is one of the best teams in the Western Conference. You got San Jose and Anaheim. They're led by some wily vets. And look, this league is built on special teams this year. You got power play numbers. Los Angeles Kings rank 3. San Jose ranks 4, and Anaheim has the best PK out there. I think they can ride those units all the way to the playoffs.
Yeah, Jenny, you have a save for that?
Yeah, I have to say, it's still wide open in the Pacific Division. San Jose and Anaheim were looking like they were out of it. They got there on a hot streak. I think that Arizona or Vancouver, who are still in it, could take a hot streak right into the playoffs too.
You know what? I'm with Kyle on this one. I think they're going to get it done. All three of those teams have looked fantastic so far this year. So that's Kyle going upstairs, getting the first goal of the shootout. Jenny, your second shot.
It's a bold prediction, but I have to say that Connor McDavid, despite missing half the season, is going to win the Calder Trophy. He's a 19-year-old player, just barely 19. He's playing on a terrible Edmonton team and is a point-per-game player. He's made his line mates look fantastic. Every goal he scores seems to be a highlight reel goal. His competition really in front is a lot older and playing on better teams. I think he's just been phenomenal in the short amount of time we've seen him.
Listen, Connor McDavid is the player that will make the longest impact overall. I don't think he's made the impact this season to deserve that award. I'm looking at Artemi Panarin. They call him the bread man in Chicago. He's playing with Patrick Kane. 52 points in 56 games, leads all rookies by 14 points.
No, I got to agree with Kyle on this one. I think McDavid, he's just missed too much time. Obviously, he's a generational talent. He's had a great season given the fact that he's missed so much of the year. But, yeah, I don't think he's going to get the Calder Trophy this year. So, Kyle, your third and final shot in the shootout.
I just can't see the Washington Capitals making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. They are a great team on the power play, great team on the penalty kill, know how to win at home, know how to win on the road. You'd think that they'd make it far in the playoffs, but they're playing this well. In January, I don't think they can elevate it to another level. You got to elevate it to another level in the playoffs. I think they're peaking here. Last time I checked, you can't win a cup in January and February.
Jenny, what do you think?
I don't think they're peaking at all. I think that they're a team that still has some more gears to give. They've got a lot of depth. They're not the same Washington Capitals we've seen before. I don't think that there's a team in the Eastern Conference that they can't beat in a 7-game series if Ovechkin stays good and Holtby stays good.
Yeah, I got to agree with Jenny on this one. I just think, if they can sustain it, which is the question, but I think they will with, they've been so close for so long. I think Ovechkin's going to lead this team. Holtby and Ned is going to lead this team to the Eastern Conference Finals. So that's a save for Jenny. Jenny, your third and final shot.
Continuing on Braden Holtby, I think that this season he will break Martin Brodor's single-season win record. He's only 15 away from tying it, 16 from beating it. With 18 more wins, he'll hit 50 in a season. I think with the way the team is playing, the way that they've been gelling together, there's no way that he won't beat that record.
What do you think, Kyle?
I'll tell you, if he were to get 18 more wins, he's got to be playing north of 60 games. He's already played in 42 games this year. I don't think they're going to let him play that many games. They need him in the playoffs. I'm saying rest him up. Don't worry about records. Worry about the cup.
Yeah, Jenny, I got to agree with Kyle on this one. He's just too valuable. The record is less important than keeping this guy healthy, so I don't think he's going to get that number. Unfortunately, he's a great guy. Pulling for him. So that's a save for Kyle. Kyle wins the shootout 1-0. Congrats, Kyle. That was a great first NHL block for this new season. That's all we have for this block of the One-on-One Sports webcast, but stick around for some NBA basketball.